tattoo is like, I feel like today has been filled with more triggers than usual by a little bit. And I still feel like I've managed to keep up with countering. It's been like way more to counter and more often. But I haven't had the snowball of criticism, like the fucking barrage, despite the fact that there have been like quite a lot of triggers. So, and this is, I checked, because I've been marking them at the back of the book every time I'm on a fucking prison wall, like every time that I read them out as part of like when I just wake up in the half hour after waking up, the suggested internal responses to common critic attacks. And this is the 6th day in a row that I have done that, and I'm fucking proud of that level of routine. That's impressive. And also, do think it's helping. I really do. I would recommend it. And any affirmations that are like personally relevant, to read those out in the half hour after you wake up. I think that it equips me much better for my day. For us, the scapegoat recovery scapegoat recovery video, and then reading out the inner critic attacks, it's been really helpful. But like I'd say, just anything that has relevant affirmations and relevant thought correction responses to your life, it's like, yeah, it's definitely gearing up my brain with language and responses so that instead of believing the lies of the critic or getting swept up with them, I am finding myself able to catch them, stop them, and respond to them. So that's very fucking helpful. You know, I've worked out one thing, which is it's really hard to look at my face and stay in my body, like, while I'm talking. Like, if I can see myself, I don't know. It feels like I get pulled out of my body and into what other people see of me, and into like, I feel like I lose connection between some parts of me and to what we're feeling and what I'm feeling. Add that to the list of things to work through. I've been attacked with several like inner critic barrages, and they haven't snowballed into like anywhere near as fucked up as they can get. Still getting the attack fantasies. I know he is too. It's fucking trash and I'm really sick of it. And also, I have noticed a little bit and gone, oh, this is perseverating about being attacked, and been able to be like, fuck off to these people. Not like immediately, still some time spent with them there, which is really frustrating, but I think it's happening a little less. I noticed it happen when I showered today, and considering I'm normally like very out of my body for that and very zoned out, I spent quite a lot of time actually in my body, able to listen to the music and ground through the senses and be like quite present for an activity that's usually quite triggering and pulls us quite far out of our body. That was pretty improved. I think I'm getting hit with like unfair comparisons or something right now, because I'm kind of dazed and it's like I keep getting pulled out of what I'm saying to think about how what I'm saying compares to like, because sometimes I make videos because I'm like, oh, I've worked out something that helps. I really want to get this into a video so that other people can have this information so that it can maybe help them. And then so that I can build off of this as well and maybe understand and like streamline the process to be better for us and easier for us. And then also, like, if other people in this system start to front, because we're only like one group of us fronting, if other groups in here start fronting and they have similar struggles to what we've had, it would be really cool if there's like this whole checklist of videos to help with everything. There's a lot of reasons I'm like really motivated to make those videos, and those are specifically videos that are supposed to have helpful tips in them for people going through similar stuff. That's not what I'm doing right now. What I'm doing right now is just vlogging to keep track of our experience, to expel our experience, to contain our experience, to be able to process our experience, and maybe later in life it could be used as raw data when I have more understanding of what we were going through looking back, and I can be like, hey, this is what this looks like, and it could be helpful then. But it's not, its main point is not tips and help. Its main point is stabilizing us and keeping us like in our experience and building more and more healthy attachment to being in our body and to each other and to how we respond. That helped, actually, because what was happening was a comparison between those two types of videos. And it happens sometimes when I'm just vlogging, and I'm aware that there are different motives for different types of video. I don't need them to be the same, but I still get hit with the inner critic, like comparisons to videos I've made that have been more streamlined because of journaled out, and like that's the intention of them. That's not the intention of this one, but still sometimes it gets like something the critic can spew at me as if it's being something I'm doing wrong. That helped a bit. I am not doing anything wrong. Oh. I took the dogs in the garden to play. That was fun. We still can't throw her because of her leg healing, which is totally fine now. But it's been totally fine before, and then she's pulled it again, so just leaving her for ages to recover. So we had the ball and we made them sit and stay, and then went and took it in turns, us and Ryan, to hide the ball and send them to search for it. And that was really fun and very cute. Felt like Easter egg hunts. Made me feel more connected to them, and like I'm enriching their lives more, and we're like actually having a wholesome communicative time. That's cool. It's been a few days since we've been able to play Dying Light with Ryan, which sucks because it was really fun. And I like being able to game. There's a lot of parts of us that it's like quite in our identity, but it's not something we've been able to explore as a way to express ourselves or have fun or like integrate into all parts of our identity. Definitely in the part of me that would have gone by Kyrie, gaming was really important. And I feel a little bit cut apart from myself when I can't access that or do it, the same as when we're blocked from accessing art or listening to music. And that happens a lot, actually. I think it's like whatever our window of tolerance is, we're not in it. I think that it's like the part of your brain that accesses things like creativity and fun and play. I don't think I have access to that while I'm working on surviving and stabilizing us and finding skill sets to implement in a routine way to keep us stable enough to stay in that window where we're in like the like curiosity, play, rest and digest, I think, area of operating. I don't think we're actually in that a lot, and it's like I don't have access to things that make me feel like me, and we don't have access to things that make us feel like ourselves when we're out of them, and then that sort of cycles more. And like I can try and engage with things when we're not able to access that state, but there's no flow state, there's no creativity, there's no like loose, easy fun. It just, everything amplifies the thoughts of the inner critic. Like, we have to do a lot of work when we're doing art, or art's easier to get lost in because we've been doing that our whole lives. But games which can be light and fun and empowering and like can really feel like they build me up as a person in a long-term, sustainable, contributing to how I see myself kind of way. If I'm not in the right state, I get triggered into loads of thought processes about how I'm doing something wrong. I actually spent like a good solid few months working through triggers in gaming as the part of me that would have gone by Kyrie. A lot of work until it was like something that was fun and empowering and useful again. But I found that like when we're in our normal state, which I don't think is our able to engage and rest and play state, it's really easy to just have a focus on what I'm doing wrong and feel like we go into flashbacks really easily. I feel like Ryan's mad at us all the time. I actually flashback a lot to Marina, weirdly, and something else that goes like darker and I'm not entirely sure I've got the memories of. Well, access to them. Well, we're going to try and play. I'm going to play it with Ryan, Dying Light, when I'm done vlogging. And I feel like maybe if I just keep doing the same work that I did in that part of me, maybe I'll desensitize other parts of me to the way games feel as well. Maybe I'll be able to access them as a healthy coping mechanism again and fun. If I just work past the triggers that come up, convince myself that no one's mad at me and it doesn't matter how well I play. It's not so easy to do when it's like, you know, a trigger isn't just, you don't just think it, it's not just a thought that fleets past you, it's like a whole embodied thing that is just your experience. So it's not easy work to change, but I really fucking miss gaming, and it feels very isolating and hollow to not be able to do anything that's relaxed or downtime or play. I'm really proud of us for how much work we've been doing at the minute. We've been doing like a shit ton, journaling and vlogging and watching them back and integrating between parts and building up communication in our system, building up self-confidence and using our vlogs to grow in acceptance of ourselves and each other and like replace curiosity, replace judgment and shame with curiosity and self-compassion. So it's like really good muscle building. And also, yeah, there's been no real switching off and no real ability to like do something light and fun, and then I start feeling really fucking burnt out. So it would be really cool to do something that is like light, even if it doesn't start out as something light, building towards it.